Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Rank, where I climb the online VGC 18 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. You guys have been asking for a new team, and you guys have wanted to see more creative teams, so this is the first of what is hopefully going to be many cool teams I can feature on Road to Rank. And this kind of pays homage to some of the older VGC teams that I've played, like especially back in VGC 2009. So this next team I'm using is like a Trick Room Hail team that's built around Mega Abomasnow and Glaceon. Glaceon is one of my favorite Pokemon to use. I actually used it in both VGC 2009 and 2012 on Trick Room Hail teams. So this is kind of like an updated version with some new tricks up its sleeve. I've also got Choice Scarf Staraptor, Choice Band Self-Destruct Snorlax, Intimiroar, and the Mimikyu. So I'm really excited to try out this team. I think, you guys have wanted to see more interesting and creative teams, and I've wanted to play with them as well. They just take longer to build and get in-game. But I'm really excited to feature this. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. And as always, if you guys do enjoy Road to Rank and, these teams, please share support by leaving a like in the video. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Sorry for the lack of uploads the last couple of days. I feel like I just don't want to put out videos where I'm using like the same team, and I'm kind of bored of it because it just isn't that fun for me either. So I want to be able to put out the best quality content possible. And as always, I appreciate you guys for watching whatever I do put out there. So first opponent of the day is running a Rain team: Polly, Swampert, Ludi, the Lele, Ferrothorn, and the Moltres. So Moltres is probably the scariest thing there. How do I want to approach this? Mimikyu is still a decent lead here. Staraptor is an interesting thing lead to consider. But Snorlax is quite interesting as well, because I can just self-destruct immediately. Which I honestly really do like the idea of. Yeah, I'd love to bring Glaceon here, but I think I'm kind of forced to bring Incineroar to check the Moltres and the Ferrothorn. So I'm going to go Mimi-Lax with Abomasnow and Incineroar. You could definitely make a great argument for leading Staraptor, but I feel a little bit safer with Mimikyu Snorlax. Yeah. But this is a game where in a best of 3 I could totally see myself bringing the other 2 Pokemon as well. So, it's not like clear-cut what the right Pokemon choices are. But like I mentioned, so this team, the idea behind the team is, okay, try to get a quick knockout either with Snorlax's Self-Destruct with Choice Band or Staraptor's Final Gambit. Get full 4 turns of Trick Room, and then spam Blizzard through Abomasnow and Glaceon. You have Incineroar, so you could also lead Mimikyu and Incineroar, so you have the initial Fake Out. But I don't want to do that into a team that does have... And we see Ferrothorn and Moltres. Okay. That's not bad, I would say. Because if I can knock out Moltres, that does pave the way for Abomasnow a little bit easier. I actually don't necessarily need a Trick Room this first turn. Nor do I actually need to Explode as well. I kind of do want to Explode, though. But I think I'm actually going to go... I do have Will-O-Wisp here as well. So I'm going to go for the Will-O-Wisp onto Ferrothorn. And... yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think I can just Double Edge here. Oh, I have Fire Punch too, so I could just go for that. I think I like that more, actually. Yeah, I'm going to Trick Room here. And try to just obliterate the Ferrothorn. Because if I get rid of Ferrothorn, that really paves the way. And Moltres protects. Oh, if Ferrothorn's not protecting here, this is going to be amazing. Oh my gosh. Well, I was even thinking of self-destructing there just because I wanted to go for it, but that is amazing for me. Because Ferrothorn obviously is kind of a nuisance to deal with, especially with like Abomasnow, because it's like, okay, I can Blizzard it, but it doesn't do too much, and then it can Gyro Ball me. Not like Gyro Ball does too much in return, but with this kind of team, like, it's super offensive when Trick Room gets up, right? So you want to like really be taking knockouts as quickly as possible, and something bulkier like Ferrothorn just will stay around longer and stall out Trick Room. So getting rid of that is really nice. Swampert's going to come in for my opponent, but that's more than okay with me. So with Incineroar in the back, I think I want to go for... I can really completely shut down Swampert right now. But I'm going to swap out Snorlax for sure. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for a burn onto the Swampert, and I'm going to switch out into the Incineroar. Incineroar is obviously very tanky, can deal with attacks really well. A -1 waterfall from Burn Swampert will really do nothing to me. Obviously, Moltres is a threat as well, but I want to completely shut down Swampert first this turn, and then I can focus my onto the Moltres slot. I could have gone for a Z-move here as well onto the Moltres. That doesn't knock out, though. But, yeah, I mean, if I play this correctly, I really should be able to win. Ideally, if I just get a big self-destruct off with Snorlax, too, that would be huge. But yeah, the Fire Punch tech there really coming in handy. I almost forgot I had it as well. So no Protect. I do miss Will-O-Wisp, which kind of sucks. That's unfortunate. And I'm going to eat a Waterfall, so that's going to do a lot more than it really should have. As Moltres does go for a Heat Wave. Mimikyu does dodge it, so some payback, but that is still slightly frustrating. No worries, though. Yeah, I mean, it's likely both Pokemon here, like maybe a double Protect. I'm just going to go for a regular Shadow Claw here onto Moltres and a Fake Out onto Swampert. Hitting Will-O-Wisp would have been really nice for me, because like I mentioned, that would completely shut down Swampert, but that's still fine, as, yeah, no surprise to see Politoed. So if I knock out Moltres here, I'll also win the game, because Abomasnow will be able to win pretty cleanly. Snorlax is still in a really good spot as well, especially because I'm thick fat. So interesting enough, the Moltres doesn't go for a Protect this time around. But Shadow Claw does actually a pretty sizable amount, and now I can just go for a knockout next turn, as the Hurricane here will come out and will knock out Incineroar. That is fine with me, though, because that gives me the free switch in back out into Abomasnow. So this is a pretty fast-paced game so far, but I am pretty content with how it's played out, I would say. I think the Z move here should be able to just knock out the Moltres. I hope so. Yeah, this is where it's like if I had the burn on Snorlax, or on Swampert, I feel surely I'd have the game won, but I'm going to just Z move Moltres, Mega Evolve. Maybe I actually don't need a Mega Evolve. Because my opponents might consider switching out. I'm going to Z-move. I do believe... Actually, I should check. It is 2 turns of Trick Room left, so Z-moving is definitely the better play here. Yeah, I'm actually not going to Mega Evolve. I'm going to just Energy Ball Politoed. In case Swampert comes out. But Politoed actually helping hands. Okay. I mean, I think the Z-move here should just knock out Moltres. Even if not, though, the Hail should take it out. And I do miss the knockout on Politoed, and it does have the berry, so maybe it was better just the Mega Evolve. But like I said, I think Z-move knocks out Moltres. I am running just the regular, what's it called? Regular Ghost Z-move instead of Let's Snuggle Forever, because I think Let's Snuggle Forever might be copyrighted. I don't want to edit it out every game, so it's slightly less optimal. I will actually double check that, because I'm not entirely sure. I think I've had games before where Let's Snuggle Forever has gotten through, so maybe it's not copyrighted, and it's just EV Z-move. But I don't want to really take any chances with that. Let's see if this knocks out Moltres. Yes, it does. Nice. So that seals up the game for me. Fire Punch really came through on that first turn, though. Like I said, getting rid of Ferrothorn is just so big for my team. And now I have full weather control as well. Yeah, I mean, if I Mega Evolved, that would have knocked out Politoed, because Energy Ball would have done more. But I figured that covered all my options, because I thought the Z-move would knock out the Moltres there. You know, if you protect Moltres, Z-move gets more chip damage, like Z-move chip damage plus Hail chip damage probably means you're in regular Shadow Claw KO range. It is the last turn of Trick Room right now, but I don't think my opponent really can do very much. So I will, presumably, my opponent just double protects here. I'm going to just Will-O-Wisp though, Mega Evolve, and Energy Ball. Yeah. Because even if you double protect here, like, what are you really going to do? Especially because I got kind of lucky, I guess. Like, I dodged Heat Wave earlier with Mimikyu, which means my disguise isn't broken. Don't think that really matters too much, though. Especially because Swampert, like, should be burned. So, no, nothing protects here, which means, yeah, that really seals up the game. Even if my opponent, like, double protects there, though, like, that's fine, because I still have Snorlax in the back waiting anyway. So Will-O-Wisp will connect here. And part of the reason why I am running Will-O-Wisp on this Mimikyu is because I think it's just really nice to shut down physical type attackers, because that kind of sets you up even after Trick Room is over, as Stomping Tantrum comes out onto Abomasnow, which really doesn't do too much there. Stomping Tantrum on Swampert is interesting, not what you see too often. And the thing with Burn and Hail is, you know, you're doing like 1/8 of damage every turn. So under 4 turns of Trick Room, you know, Burn plus Hail does add up. That residual damage is quite nice. So Trick Room expires, but now I can just Energy Ball. So yeah, Mega Abomasnow really did a great job this game, but so did Snorlax with that Fire Punch tech on that first turn. Ban Fire Punch, just knocking out Ferrothorn. So I felt pretty comfortable about my position, especially after turn 1, and it definitely paid off. And I think Pokemon choice-wise, I really wouldn't have changed anything. I think Intimidate Incineroar was quite nice. Like I mentioned, Moltres was quite a big threat, because out of Trick Room, I think it would be quite annoying to deal with. So, fortunately enough, I didn't go for something like a Double Edge, or even a Self-Destruct turn 1 at Snorlax as much as I would have liked to. Just because then it would have made things a little bit trickier, especially if I set up Trick Room. And once Ferrothorn was out of the way, I knew I could confidently set up Trick Room and not worry at all. Whereas, like, the thing with facing Ferrothorn or slow Pokemon like Ferrothorn or Moongus is when you set up Trick Room, sometimes you help them out as well. So we do get a win with our very first game of this team, which I'm quite happy about. Hopefully we can keep it up. And there's still a lot more tricks up this team sleeve. Like, I really want to be able to get that self-destruct off, but I think Choice Band self-destruct Snorlax is incredibly fun in Best of 1. And I think I've probably faced one, I want to say, on Road to Ranked, but obviously that's not very common. That's the other reason why I wanted to run Mimikyu as my Trick Room user. In previous iterations of Trick Room Hail, I've run Pokemon like Jellicent, Slowking, even Gallade. And I was thinking about Gallade at first. I was trying to build around Mega Gallade because I think that would be really fun. And I definitely am not counting that out for future teams. But I was like, okay, you know what? Mimikyu is just so good because you pair Mimikyu next to Snorlax and everyone just thinks, oh, it's surely the Belly Drum setup version. And I have to be really scared of Belly Drum. Instead, Snorlax can, you know, like, I can get attention away by directing attacks into Snorlax, but Snorlax is tanky enough where I can survive, self-destruct, set up Trick Room, and then get a free switch in. So it's worked out quite nicely. We're going to find Ace for our next opponent of the day running. This is the team that's been quite popular. Has, I think, Lou Mitch was one of the first players. Sorry, I think that's his name. If I messed it up, my apologies. Who goes by Uncle Lou. We got top 8 at one of, I think it was Dallas Regionals with the this team. It's really cool, and of course now Incineroar does have Intimidate as well. So one of the cool tricks was like it had Waterium Z Feeny and the what was it? The Manectric had Rain Dance. So I'm curious whether that's the same case here or not. This is gonna be kind of annoying to go up against, I think. And my Incineroar is gonna be really important, definitely. Yeah, I really have no idea what the right approach to this one is, because Celesteela is a huge pain in the butt too. Although that's where Fire Punch on Snorlax also could come in handy. I really want to bring out Glaceon, I just unfortunately think today is not the day for it, which kind of sucks, but what can you do? It's probably best to go with the same 4 that I went last game, but this time around I think I want to lead Incineroar. So Incineroar, Mimikyu, Abomasnow, and Snorlax. Yeah. Reason being, like Staraptor, I would feel more comfortable if my opponent didn't have a Fake Out user, but when you have a Fake Out user in Incineroar going up against a Staraptor, there's a lot of disruption that can occur immediately. You know, and it means that I don't get a free Final Gambit off. And so the thing with Staraptor is if you don't get that turn 1 Final Gambit off and you're not like switching out, you actually put yourself behind really quickly. So I don't want to take that risk. As we see Incineroar and Manectric. Okay, I'll take that. Intimidate's obviously kind of annoying because both of my Pokemon are physical type attackers, but I get their Intimidate in return. This is going to be quite a doozy matchup, I think, but I really don't. I'm still trying to figure out what the right approach to it is. Interestingly enough, my Intimidate goes first, and oh, my opponent's not Incineroar. So I guess he's just using a outdated version. I mean, we take those, yeah. I don't think I want to commit my Z move quite yet. I can take attacks really nicely. Incineroar is definitely the bigger threat due to the fact that I've got Abomasnow in the back. So I probably want to just aggressively target that slot down. So I'm going to low kick it. It's probably still best to Trick Room. Yeah. Even if Snorlax comes in, I do have Will-O-Wisp, which helps immensely against it. So Manectric is going to Mega Evolve, meaning, of course, it will get the Intimidate off, but I'll still take that. I mean, low kick against -1. -1 low kick against Incineroar still is decent damage output. And getting any chip damage off against Incineroar is going to be really important, especially if this is Assault Vested. So let's see. Yep, Manectric's going to Volt Switch. That's fine. Going to target down Incineroar. So I do have the Assault Vest, so I take that pretty decently. I could have like faked out and Z-moved it, but don't think it was worth. I didn't think it was worth like Z-moving this early on as Tapu Fini comes in. Okay, so it's good because I've already confirmed 3 of my opponent's Pokemon, which means there's either no Celesteela or Snorlax, and it's good. I was scared of facing against both of those, as the Incineroar just goes for a Darkest Lariat. Okay, it's fine by me. So that's going to break my disguise, but I'm going to be able to get Trick Room up successfully, and I'm going to be able to low kick Incineroar, which should still do like over 50%, I would think. Wow, just on, yeah, slightly under. Yeah, not the best damage output there, but I can't complain too much. Okay, so Fini is now in a position where I'm like kind of scared, so I think the best play here is actually maybe the double switch, because I am intimidated. And bringing in Abomasnow and Snorlax are both quite good right now. The only downside is if my opponent calls this and Flare Blitz is Incineroar, which is a little bit scary to consider. The other question is, who do I think my opponent's last Pokemon is? I could double up into the Incineroar shot, but I didn't even think a low kick plus a play rough knocks out. I want to switch in Abomasnow, it's just a little bit risky. But if my opponent makes this call, then props to my opponent. So I'm going to pull the double switch here. Oh, this is, like, Snorlax switching in isn't that risky. And I'm assuming this is the Waterium Z Feeny, like the same team that was doing well. So we'll see. If Abomasnow makes it past this turn, though, I am in a really great position. Because Abomasnow next to ban Snorlax just is primed to sweep my opponent's team. Yeah, low kick did slightly less than I would have liked. If it did over, like even a little bit more, I would have probably stayed in and just doubled up on Incineroar. But I think it is a Water Z move we're seeing right now. Oh, no, that's not. That's the Z move from Incineroar, actually. Okay, I mean, I'll take that. I believe that's the dark one. Yeah. Huh, surprise. Well, actually, yeah, it makes sense my opponent didn't go for that last turn because I did have the disguise. So that's going to go into Snorlax. Not ideal, but I should still take that decently well. I actually take that super well as just a Muddy Water coming out. Yeah, that's fine. That's super fine with me. As long as there are no accuracy drops. Okay, good. So that works out decently well. I'm actually thinking of switching back out into Mimikyu and self-destructing here. Alternatively, I really could just attack with both. Yeah, I mean, these two Pokemon really could go for Protects here. So I don't think I want to self-destruct. Yeah, I'm going to Energy Ball. And what could switch in? Celesteela or Goth? Or Snorlax? I think I'm just going to Double Edge the Incineroar. I expect Protects or switches here. And there's the switch from Feeny. Yep. Into Manectric. Yeah. So if Incineroar doesn't protect here, then I really could have gone for the... And I hope Ban Double Edge knocks out Incineroar in this range, because that's what I was counting on. Yeah, if I switched that into Mimikyu, Self-Destruct would have knocked out both, and then Abomasnow would have probably won. So let's see. Incineroar doesn't protect. This could get ugly if it survives the Double Edge. That would be really ugly. Energy Ball does so much to Mega Manectric, though. That's ridiculous. So there's Double Edge. Yeah, okay. Fortunately, Ban Double Edge does get the knockout, so that's good. Despite the Intimidate. The other thing about Snorlax is even with, yeah, that's part of the reason why I'm running Double Edge as well. Because obviously it just does more damage in return. And getting that Energy Ball off is quite nice, because as my opponent reveals, Snorlax is his last one. Okay. So that's also good, because once Misty Terrain is gone, I can burn it, and it's expiring slowly but surely. And I've got Incineroar still in the back. So I'm just going to Blizzard here, and I think I actually want to switch out to potentially end the game with the Self-Destruct. And I'm going to bring out my Incineroar, yeah. My only fear right now is Snorlax setting up a Belly Drum. But if it Belly Drums here, then I can fake out Blizzard next turn, and I believe Trick Room is expiring, so then I can just low kick it. So I haven't won this yet, but I'm in a pretty good spot. As Manectric protects, yep, that's fine. It's more or less to be expected. Yeah, I probably would have won the game, though, had I just self-destructed earlier. But that was a tough call to make, especially because my opponent hadn't protected with either Pokemon. It's actually going to be Stockpile Snorlax, okay. Now, Stockpile is interesting, because what this means is I can actually go for Knockoff. The question is whether it Belly Drums this turn or not. Okay. Yeah, it is the last turn of Trick Room. So I think I'm actually going to Energy Ball the Manectric, which covers in the Feeny switching in. I'm going to go for a knockoff. Because if I knock off Snorlax's Berry, I also win the game. Because Snorlax could get fancy here and try to go... And Manectric actually swaps out into Feeny, which I'll take too. It's another reason why I think Mega Abomasnow is actually pretty good. Because it matches up really nicely against Feeny. Like, Feeny really doesn't do much. And the Energy Ball... I don't know if it knocks it out from this range. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't. But I'll still take that. And yep, there's the Recycle. Perfect. So that's why I didn't Blizzard there. And knocking off the Snorlax means it loses its berry, which means it can't heal back anymore, which means I've effectively won this game. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty happy about how I played this game. I feel like everything really went quite to plan. So I'm just thinking, Trick Room does expire. It's the last turn of Hail. I do have Ice Shard. But I am at -1, so it's probably... I mean, Feeny really can't do anything against me. It really can't. So I don't see what's stopping me from just clicking Blizzard. And... Low kick. Yeah. Like, it's just gonna muddy water. Yeah, it needs accuracy drops right now. But the thing is, because Snorlax can't even heal back, I feel like incredibly confident about my positioning. Because I should be able to just knock out Lax here. And yeah, no accuracy drop, fortunately, means I'll be able to get the double knockout here. So Snorlax goes bye-bye. Feeny will faint. And that should be game. Yeah, ultimately, Mega Abomasnow put in a ton of work this game. In general, just, yeah, I think the Snorlax there maybe wanted to consider belly drumming just because you'd drum up and you'd heal back up. But I think my opponent was like, okay, if he blizzards, then he'll heal back up. I'll heal back up, then I'll drum, then I'll bring me back down under 50%. So a second stockpile maybe could have been worth, but I knew if I got rid of the berry against that Snorlax, I would have won the game, which is exactly what ended up happening. So Manectric comes back in, but I'll just play it safe. Yeah, I don't even need to switch out, really. I'll just Energy Ball and go for a knockoff. I guess Flare Blitz is better. So ultimately, yeah, reflecting on the game, like being able to get the double switch in was huge, and then being able to get that double edge knockout onto the Incineroar was also huge, as well as Energy Ball. Like that was a huge turn for me. As a Volt Switch comes out, targets the Abomasnow. So makes me think there's probably no Flare Blitz. Sorry, not Flare Blitz. Overheat on that Manectric. But my Flare Blitz will come out, will knock out the Manectric, and we'll get this game win. So quite nice there. And yeah, it does give me time to play a third one, and I haven't brought you guys videos in quite a while, so I'm more than happy to play another game. But yeah, pretty solid game so far, I would say, especially against teams that aren't exact. Like this team is pretty not that standard, I would say, but it's got a lot of Pokemon you expect to see, and the exact composition has done quite well at a bunch of events. So pretty nice to be able to take a win off against a team like that. I think my opponent not having Intimidate on Incineroar made things a little bit easier, just because I got a little bit more damage output. Like, if my opponent did have Intimidate, my low kick would have done even less damage than it initially did. But fortunately enough, no Intimidate meant I could just clearly attack it through. But I haven't brought Glaceon out yet, and I'd really like to feature that. So hopefully we get a game, or against a team, like Glaceon can really shine. Because Glaceon's one of those Pokemon where it's like, it will win you games pretty much if it's brought against, like, teams where it can really thrive. But other games you really just can't bring it because the matchup is so awful. And, yeah, unfortunately, this is not a great matchup for Glaceon either, so it's probably going to need to stay on the bench once again, which makes me a little bit sad. But, yeah, we've got the Sand Team composition here. And this is really interesting because I don't know whether or not to lead Staraptor / Incineroar, because obviously the Intimidates are great. We probably do want to lead Mimikyu. What do I do here? This one is tricky. This one's really tricky. Snorlax Mimikyu is entertaining. Staraptor is really not that great, actually, yeah, no matter how I cut it out, because the Excadrill will outspeed me anyway, which is bad. If I'm my opponent, who do I bring? I probably keep Zapdos on the bench. I bring Excadrill, T-Tar, Milotic, and then one of Lele or Incineroar. Probably Incineroar. So I'd consider leading like Incineroar or Milotic, which would be pretty ugly for me. Yeah, Milotic is a pretty tough matchup too. I don't like this matchup. It's not looking that great. I think I'm going to go Mimikyu, Snorlax with Abomasnow and Incineroar in the back. Which I believe is actually the same four I've been using all 3 games. So today is not a day for Staraptor or Glaceon. Maybe the next episode. But the idea behind going with these is... I'll be able to get Trick Room pressure off immediately. Snorlax puts on a lot of pressure, depending on what my opponent leads with. And overall, I can... We'll see. Overall, what I'm thinking is I can maybe get a knockout quickly enough, and then Incineroar can come out at the right time. It's actually Lele Incineroar. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what... That's probably the best lead, the safest lead against me. Because what you could do right now is you could totally just fake out my Snorlax and taunt. So now I gotta ask whether the Lele has taunt or not. Sure, I would think it does have taunt. So I could Ghost DMZ here. I want to self-destruct with Snorlax, that's for sure. I don't think Ghost DMZ knocks out at -1, but I am Adamant instead. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna... I mean, my Incineroar is also not a bad switch in here right now. Never-Ending Nightmare and self-destruct. We'll see. Because that covers the taunt option. I just might not get taunted. Oh, wait. My opponent can't even fake out. Yeah, I forgot about that. Ah, that was stupid on my end. And my opponent seemed to have forgotten that too. So I didn't end up Trick Rooming. Which makes this very interesting. Yeah, I was like, oh, Snorlax gonna get faked out here. But I forgot my opponent couldn't have faked me out, so self-destruct, Trick Room. I guess, I mean, if I got taunted though, going for the Z move is maybe still better. I don't know about that one. Okay, but I think I'd probably pick up a double knockout. I don't know if I knock out the Incineroar, but even if not, I get to bring in my Incineroar and fake out Trick Room. Kind of a blunder on both of our ends. More on my opponent's, I guess, because it denies Incineroar even getting an attack off. But yeah, self-destruct actually doesn't knock out Incineroar there. That's fine, though. That's really funny. I'm going to bring out my Incineroar here for sure. Even if my Lode comes out, that's fine. I can fake out and then Trick Room. And it's Tyranitar coming out, which is perfect. It's like literally exactly what I'd want to see. So yeah, I don't think Incineroar at -1 should be able to deny me the Trick Room right now, which is the most important thing. But that was just kind of bad. I mean, on both of our ends. But no taunt comes out either. And I think the Z move did get the knockout through Intimidate. So yeah, that's good to know for the future. So here I am just going to Trick Room, and I'm going to fake out the T-Tar. I don't think a Z move should knock out Mimikyu from Incineroar at -1. I'm curious whether that's Megatar or not. I'm trying to remember my opponent's team comp. Tar, Excadrill, Incineroar, Lele, Milotic. I don't remember the last one. Yeah, so far my opponent has brought all the Pokemon expected, as Tyranitar actually protects. That's fine. Although I guess I expected only one of Lele and Incineroar. Oh, I can't fake out either! What am I doing? Oh my gosh. That was so bad too. Wow, just a lot. Like, I literally have just not been focusing. This was really poorly played by both my opponent and I. The thing is, like, Tyranitar shouldn't be able to do too much to me at -1 anyway. And I get Trick Room up, which is great. It's just a lot of dumb stuff happening right now. I'm just gonna low kick Tyranitar and play off the Incineroar. Yeah, because a Rock Slide there wouldn't have knocked out either of my Pokemon. I'd be in the same position, just at lower HP. The question is whether my opponent is Z-move or not. Because my opponent could have actually doubled up onto Mimikyu, so I really should have attacked. I should have low-kicked Tyranitar there 100% of the time. Or even Incineroar. Actually, maybe targeting Incineroar would have been better. But obviously, like, both of us literally just forgetting about the Psychic Terrain. I haven't played Pokemon in a while, so yeah, that was just bad. It was just hilarious because I was literally talking about that, like, focusing on that for the first turn, and then I end up doing the exact same mistake. So sorry about that, guys, but I don't think it actually ends up changing much here, especially with Excadrill coming in. Yeah, that's great. No Milotic is also nice to see. So it is Megatar. Okay. With Megatar already committing to Mega Evolve, now Abomasnow should be able to clean up this game, even if Low Kick doesn't outright get the knockout here. I don't know whether it does or not. Okay, it does. Guys, this was so bad on both our ends, though. I'm so embarrassed, especially because I was focusing on my opponent, like, doing that misplay, and then I end up making literally the exact same mistake. Ultimately, I think I end up probably still winning the game, despite the blunders on both of our ends. Because, I don't know, I feel like I had a pretty good matchup, and then the first turn played out quite nicely. And, yeah, I'm wondering where the Z-move is, if my opponent does have it. This time around, I do remember Incineroar can't fake out, which is good. But this game was really silly, because I think both of us played a lot worse than we really should have been playing. But, yeah. That's the tough thing. I'm always still trying to get used to commentating and playing at the exact same time. There's still multiple turns of Trick Room left, which is obviously great. It's the best way is probably... I'm trying to see, is there any way I could throw this game? If I switched Incineroar out into Abomasnow and it got knocked out. So I should probably just stay in with Incineroar. Yeah. And just go for a... I guess I'll try to wow the Excadrill and low kick. Yeah, because Incineroar shouldn't have Protect here. So I should just be able to knock it out with low kick, and that should seal out the game. Even if I miss wow. Yeah, nice. So no fake out coming this time around, but oh man. Yeah, my fake out was super bad because it would have given Tyranitar a free attack, but Tyranitar opted to protect there from a potential low kick. I don't know what my opponent's game plan really was there though. I feel like you should be attacking with Tyranitar like 100% of the time in the position that you were in as Drillrun comes out, but yeah, it doesn't come knocking me out because I do have the burn. So overall, kind of a I'd say an embarrassing game, definitely on my end, because I messed that up real bad. Other than that, I feel like I played decently well, but that was like a really stupid mistake. But my opponent ended up doing the same thing on the first turn, so you don't see that every day, ladies and gents, that's for sure. But definitely good game to my opponent. Yeah, I mean, I hate playing sloppy, but just goes to show sometimes that happens to the best of us, and it's just important to not make those mistakes, especially when you're playing in tournament. But ultimately, yeah, I feel like Turn 1 worked out pretty nicely, and the 4 Pokemon that I've brought today really featured their strength in all the games. But hopefully I can bring out Glaceon or the Staraptor. Staraptor is really good, and I do lead it a lot. It just didn't work out too nicely today with the lead comps, because there was always something that could either disrupt me with Fake Out or would outspeed me, i.e. the Excadrill here. So yeah, it's just... You need to be confident when you bring Staraptor, and that's why I have so many different lead options. Intimidate with Incineroar plus Mimikyu, Snorlax plus Mimikyu, or Staraptor plus Mimikyu. And those are just a couple to begin with. So yeah, with the Abomasnow on the back and Excadrill Burn, there's really nothing my opponent can do, even if you stall out my Trick Room right now. Which looks like is what my opponent's going for. It doesn't get it though, so Flare Blitzer should be able to seal up the deal. So, yeah, we do get 3 wins, which is quite nice. Not the cleanest in this one, because I feel like I played kind of sloppy, but I'm pretty happy about the other 2 games. I feel like I played quite decently in them. This one just kind of dumb mistakes, but yeah, like I mentioned, once again, I only did get to feature 4 Pokemon, and like it's not like Incineroar, Mimikyu, and Snorlax are that uncommon, although obviously my Snorlax set is a lot more unorthodox. My Mimikyu set does have some tricks, a little bit slower with Will-O-Wisp, max attack, and max HP. And then Mega Abomasnow, obviously, I think also got some nice features in this one. So overall, I'm pretty happy about it, but I do want to feature the more eccentric parts of this team, or mainly the Glaceon, because I just love Glaceon and spamming Blizzard. And I think there's a lot of potential with that. And then the Staraptor also has some cool tricks up its sleeve. But yeah, quite happy about that episode in general. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'm really excited to be playing with this new creative team. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you do enjoy this team and teams like this, please show support by leaving a like in the video. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, sorry for the delay in terms of uploads. Good to be back. And hopefully you guys will enjoy this team. And, you know, if you guys do, and I'll stick with it for a while, and hopefully we'll get some more good games in with it. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. All right, peace.